All right, so something interesting happened this month. I think there was some error with um, how TradingView calculates, like, the first day of the month in the SublimeMRR version, which again, like, it's it's not a problem at all. It's just a time zone issue, I think, because of which the underlying strategy of SublimeMRR, it issued a signal at 23304.5. You're not seeing this in this chart, but apparently the NinjaTrader version accepted that, right? And so we got an entry at 23304.25, and that's after the start of the 1st of August here. So yeah, let's see how this plays out. Okay, so the signal for the August 2025 trade just fired right now, and um, as you can see here, fired on this candle. And if we just look at the alert, you'd see that it's at uh, 22880.5, right? And that's the close price of this candle. And now the strategy should be in a trade. So yeah, I'll update you on the NinjaTrader version once we have an entry in NinjaTrader. Okay, so let's check out the NinjaTrader version. And wow, as you can see, NinjaTrader did have an entry here, just like TradingView, but it had an extra entry as well at the start of the month. And as such, it's interesting to see how this would play out. Maybe it might end up resulting in more profit than the TradingView version. But either way, it had this extra trade in, which the TradingView version did not have because it missed it by a single candle. So that's something to debug, but maybe it might just work out in our favor because, as I mentioned earlier, the NinjaTrader version is supposed to be more profitable than the TradingView one. So let's see. And again, today's Friday, so the market is going to close soon, and you know, depending on what value we get at the Monday open, this might be extremely profitable or an extremely like losing trade. All right, so the TradingView version is about to close for August. And so let's see how this trade plays out. There's just um, 50 seconds left, and it seems like this month the profit won't be exponential, exponentially great, but uh, wait till you see the Ninja Trader version. I think there's a surprise waiting for you on the other end of it. But yeah, let's see this trade play out. 30, 20 more seconds left. And I guess that's a profit for this month. It's just in the 27, 28 range. Okay, another profitable month, another profitable trade. Now let's see how this plays out next month. And again, you can hold this position longer, and that's exactly what we tell you in the group, uh, that when to trade manually alongside Sublime MRR, so that whatever you've made here, you can make hopefully 10x more than that, but at least double of that if you're trading alongside us. So that's it. I know bragging isn't good, but I'm making this video just to brag, right? So in the last clip, you saw that I was being very cocky and arrogant, and I was like, well, you can hold this position for longer, you're going to make a lot more money. We tell you when to enter, we tell you when to exit. Um, and guess what? It came true. And I also said that, there's going to be a surprise in the Ninja Trader version. And back then, the version was like a huge loss, right? But guess what? Surprise! So, yeah, the Ninja Trader version is designed to be a lot more profitable. And as you can clearly see, it's doing exactly what it's meant to do. And yeah, this is a month. This is the kind of month which uh, the entire strategy exists for, right? Triple digit profits. So yeah, I'll update you once the Ninja Trader trade closes, and then I'll tell you why the Ninja Trader version is different this month, and extremely more profitable, and also sort of give you an insight into like how much you could have made. Again, like you see that okay, you made like $27,000 this month, and you paid like $19,000 subscription fees. So this must be a scam because you're only making so much money and blah blah blah. No, no, that's not it, right? Trust me, this is just the tip of the iceberg. And when you get to the other side of magic money, that's when, you know, like the real money starts to come in, right? And I have to like, sort of cloak a lot of that to, be a bit strategic about the business and the competitive edge. So yeah, see you in the next video. And again, as you can see, there are timestamps here, right? And this is a genuine link to TradingView. So the video hasn't been altered, right? I literally could see into the future. And I told you that in the previous clip. Okay, so in the previous clips, I showed you how the TradingView version closed at 27191, right? But the TradingView version is the version where I discovered this strategy, right? So this was the version where, you know, like when I'm working on algorithms, I like to use TradingView to like discover things and NinjaTrader to like truly optimize them, right? Which is why when you do make a purchase, you get the NinjaTrader version. And so I just want to show you. Um, so here, you might say that, oh, this is elite version. I paid like 19K, and I got 27K in profits. This is clearly not worth it because my margin is so low. Blah blah blah. You'll have a bunch of complaints in your head, right? But behind the scenes, this is what happened. The profit for this month was around $323,000, right? And that's because like the Ninja Trader version is a lot more profitable, right? As I said earlier, where as you can see, instead of one entry, it had two entries, and then it had the exit at a decent price. So that's because the Ninja Trader version is more optimized, right? It's designed for higher performance. It's designed to sort of see sort of when certain bets are viable. But another very interesting thing happened this month. And so everything which could go wrong did go wrong, right? So, first of all, this trade was not in sync with the TradingView version. Second of all, we experienced like a huge drawdown of the portfolio. And then third of all, the connection dropped over the weekend because this trade had stopped on a Friday, right? So we then had to like, restart NinjaTrader and reload the chart and then reload the strategy on the chart, right? So despite all of these hurdles, it did not just persevere, but it's like, like more than 10 times, more than 11 times, as valuable as the TradingView version. And I don't know if I can show you the Discord yet, but uh, I had my first client this month, right? And he's very interested in moving to the elite version. And I guess like he freaked out a bit, because throughout this trading cycle, I was being so accurate with my predictions, right? And when you do buy the strategy and you do join the Discord, you'll be able to see these conversations in archive, right? You'll be able to see the timestamp, you'll be able to see that this is genuine, and you'll be able to see, how I could, say beforehand, that price is going to like touch this bottom, price is going to arrive here, and so on, and it's not because I can look into the future, it's because my systems are so good that they allow me to look into the future, and this is something which you can literally participate in right now. So I don't know what else to say, all the proof is behind us right now, like 6 months of proof in the live market, a high value client who's been in the industry for 10 years being like, mind blown by the strategy and the work which I've done. Um, and, the worst possible scenario happening, like Friday disconnect, like reloading the strategy on the chart, like all of these, like, annoying things. And still, it perseveres, right? Still, it makes money. So at this point, it's like if you if you don't want to join Magic Money, you would probably hate money, right? Because it's like the best asset in the world to turn your capital into cash flow, all the check marks, all the boxes. So either you don't like me or you don't trust the strategy or whatever it is, there are limited spots available, and everyone who comes here, makes a lot more money than what I advertise. And I just don't want to like brag too much about it, right? Because I like when I under promise and over deliver, right? That's why the website is so shabby. That's why everything else is like, you know not like clean, right? I want it to be a bit messy so that people have low expectations and the mind gets blown, right? But I think that's a better position to be in than just peacocking too much and not having a lot of substance and value to back it up. So either way, if you want to join in for the next month's trade, if you want to secure generational wealth, basically, then just go to the website, go to the chat box, start a conversation, ask to have a video call with me or any of our representatives, and hopefully I'll see you in the September trade. Take care and speak soon.